Zach is a promising standout linebacker playing in the game of his life. He is running after the running back and makes a spectacular tackle to stop him. After the play, everyone gets up but Zach. There is an injury timeout, but Zach jumps up and seems to be okay. Zach returns to the game and continues to tackle play after play after play. No one knows, but Zach suffered a concussion on the play that stopped the game. What is a concussion? What are the symptoms of a concussion? I feel there needs to be more education for coaches, parents, and players to understand what a concussion is and what are some of the symptoms that appear when someone has a concussion. The number of children being hospitalized for concussions are growing at an alarming rate. Many parents, coaches, and other adults are not aware of the causes, symptoms, and proper treatments needed for concussions. We need to do more to educate people on the seriousness of concussions happening to our children today. A concussion is a traumatic brain injury that is caused by a blow to the head or body, a fall, or another injury that jars or shakes the brain inside the skull. It is important for people to understand some of the causes of a concussion, some of the symptoms of a concussion, and how a concussion is diagnosed as well as treated to prevent future concussions. Now, I did go over what a concussion is, but let's get more into detail. A concussion is often the result of a violent jarring or shaking that results in the disturbance of the brain's function. It is also referred to as a traumatic brain injury. Now understand, a brain injury, any brain injury, all brain injuries are very serious. A concussion can occur without the loss of consciousness. Recognizing the symptoms of a concussion immediately are vital. A concussion can affect how the brain functions, its reaction to pain, change of alertness, and last but not least may occur with loss of consciousness. What are some of the causes of a concussion? I mentioned those earlier, such as sports activities, falls, or even a car accident. Next, we need to know what type of symptoms to look for. So there are 4 categories of symptoms that you need to be aware of. I'm going to start off with the first category of the cognitive symptoms. Cognitive symptoms include difficulty concentrating and remembering, mentally foggy or slow, and somewhat confused. An emotional symptom of someone suffering from a concussion may include irritability, sadness, or even nervousness. The third category of symptoms that we need to be aware of are the physical symptoms of a concussion. They can appear immediately or they can appear later. Now, some of these symptoms include headaches, weakness and numbness, decreased coordination, vomiting and nausea, as well as slurred speech. These are very important physical symptoms that we need to be aware of. The final category are the sleep categories. Oftentimes, a person suffering from concussion can appear very drowsy. They may have irregular sleep patterns, and they may even have trouble falling asleep. So after symptoms are recognized, how is a concussion diagnosed? Well, a concussion is diagnosed when a doctor or medical specialist examines and tests the injured patient. Some of the tests and exams include a pupil examination, where a doctor or medical specialist will examine the pupil size of the patient. They may also order an EEG, or a brain test, a brain wave test I should say, a head CT scan, as well as an MRI of the brain. All of these things factor into the diagnosis of a concussion. Finally, let's look at some of the treatments that will need to be administered to help a patient that has suffered a concussion. At this point, we would need to separate concussions into 2 categories, a mild concussion or a severe concussion. A severe concussion would most likely require more treatment. This treatment may include managing pain, treating all the symptoms, and last but not least, hospitalization to take care of skull fractures or bleeding in the brain or skull. Mild concussions may require little or no treatment, but treatment includes rest and time. I think time is so necessary when somebody is recovering from a concussion. So I hope this helps you understand more about concussions It is important that we make more people aware of the causes and symptoms of concussion, and early diagnosis and treatment is vital to a person recovering from a concussion. Last but not least, we can avoid permanent damage by helping those who have experienced a concussion by recognizing the symptoms and seeking treatment as soon as possible. Thank you.